Om Gam Ganapatye Namaha. Kaliyugada Kalpataru. Fourth Delight. Sri Vyasa Yati Sarvabhouma. Authored by Raja S. Gururajacharya. 8. The Avatara of Sri Vyasa Yati Sarvabhouma. Ramacharya's virtuous wife, Lakshmi Devi, became pregnant again due to the accumulated merits of past deeds. The grace of Sri Hari and the blessings of Sri Brahmanya Tirtharu with the supreme devotee Sri Prahlada Raja, who was imbued with special presence of Sri Mukhya Prana Deva residing in her womb. Lakshmi Devi's pregnancy became significant, indicating that she was carrying a highly auspicious being. Sri Brahmanya Tirtharu, being a knowledgeable sage, was aware beforehand of the time when Ramacharya and his wife would be blessed with a son. Knowing that the child to be born would be a great scholar and an incarnation of the supreme devotee Prahlada Rajaru, he recalled how Narada Maharshi had blessed Prahlada when he was in his mother's womb with the essence of the eternal truth of Sri Hari. Sri Brahmanya Tirtharu, inspired by Sri Hari and Vayu, decided to ensure that the sacred soul would not touch the ground and that the newly born would grow up without drinking his mother's milk, but instead be nourished by milk offered to God. With great devotion, he blessed the cow's milk offered to Sri Mula Gopalakrishna Pattabhirama, and Veda Vyasadeva placed it in a golden vessel, sealed it, and sent it with some essential instructions to Ramacharya in Bannuru through his trusted disciples. Following the Guru's instructions, the trusted disciples from the monastery arrived in Bannuru early in the morning on the day the child was to be born. In private, they handed over the golden vessel filled with sacred milk to Ramacharya and his wife, saying, "Respected Acharya, the Guru has sent you this milk, blessed with mantras and offered to God. The child to be born is a divine incarnation, and the Guru has instructed that the child should be born without touching the ground, in a golden cradle. Since the child will be a great soul, he should be fed this milk, offered to God 4 times a day. This quantity will last for 10 to 15 days, and the milk will remain pure. This will ensure that the child grows up healthy, strong, and pure. There is no need to worry. Everything has been arranged by divine inspiration. On the 11th day after the child's birth, after the auspicious bath and purification rituals, you should all come to Atturu with the child, where the Guru will conduct the grand Jatakarma and naming ceremony." Initially, Ramacharya and his wife were a bit concerned, but they soon resolved to follow the wise instructions of their learned Guru, considering it to be the best course of action. A few days earlier, Sri Brahmanya Tirtharu has learned that Ramacharya's wife was heavily pregnant and had consulted astrologers to determine the expected time of birth. He knew from the boon given by Sri Vedavyasaru that Prahlada Rajaru, the foremost devotee and great scholar, would be born. Therefore, inspired by Sri Hari and Vayu, he decided to ensure that the sacred soul would not touch the ground at birth. To this end, he sent a large golden cradle to Ramacharya with trusted companions, arranging for the child to be born in it. On Sunday, the auspicious Shukla Saptami of Adhika Vaishaka in Prabhava year of Shalivana Shaka 1369, there was great celebration in Bannuru. Just as the navel of Narayana, the destroyer of demons, produced Brahma, the protector of the Vedas, Ramacharya's wife, Lakshmi Devi, effortlessly gave birth to a precious son in a golden cradle without touching the ground. This occurred in an auspicious and prosperous moment, blessed by the favorable alignment of all planets, as foretold by the blessings of Sri Veda Vyasa. The crown jewel of devotees, Prahlada Raja, was reborn to serve Sri Hari once again. An avatara of good fortune and welfare for the world had appeared. Prahlada Rajaru, an incarnation of Shesha, who carries and protects the entire universe on his head in the form of Sri Haritalvar, had previously wished and received a boon from Narasimhadeva to serve Hari as his devotee in 3 future births. With the grace of Sri Brahmanya Tirtharu, this shining aspect of Shesha was born to Ramacharya's virtuous wife, Lakshmi Devi, on the auspicious Sunday of Adhika Vaishaka Shukla Saptami in the Prabhava year of Shalivana Shakha 1369. As soon as the baby was born in the golden cradle, the birthing room lit up with a radiant glow, much like the sun rising over the peak of Mount Meru, spreading its bright light everywhere. This newborn child, with his intense brilliance, illuminated the entire birthing room, manifesting his inherent divine nature. Sri Prahlada Rajaru, who was blessed with the supreme grace of Sri Hari, possessed the glory described in the Vedas and was the greatest of beings. He was an extraordinary incarnation of Sri Vayudeva, born to establish Vedic principles, ensure the welfare of the world, and serve Sri Krishna as per the divine will of Sri Hari. Immediately after his birth, divine drums resounded, and the gods joyfully showered flowers. The Gandharvas sang, and the Apsaras danced. Auspicious music echoed in Ramacharya's home, and the night-blooming lotuses blossomed with the rise of the moon of the Madhava philosophy. The sweet melodies of the auspicious songs of worldly welfare filled the world, bringing supreme joy to the hearts of all good people. The wise were astonished by this miraculous event, while ordinary people rejoiced, hearing the auspicious music emanating from Ramacharya's home. Just as the rays of the sunrise make all direction bright, the hearts of all people were gladdened by this divine radiance. Following the sound of the auspicious conch, the people's love and devotion flowed out. Lakshmi Devi's tears of joy were like the divine flowers showered from the trees of heaven. The newborn, a magnificent child of the Karava lineage, delighted everyone with his gentle, tender presence like the touch of soft new buds. Ramacharya, upon seeing the beautiful face of this extraordinary son, felt as if he was walking in an ocean of bliss. 10 days passed joyfully. On the 11th day, after performing the auspicious bath and purification rituals with her baby, Lakshmi Devi, along with Ramacharya, sat on the ceremonial platform with their son. They observed Vedic rituals with great devotion, with auspicious music playing in the background. As per tradition, they performed the purification rituals and the Navagraha Puja with reverence. Elderly married women performed the ceremonial waving of lamps with jewels and turmeric water. The assembled Brahmins chanted Vedic hymns and offered their blessings. In the afternoon, they conducted the worship and offering to the deities as per tradition. They served delicious meals to the Brahmins and married women, generously gave them gifts and donations, and made everyone happy. After receiving the blessings of the Brahmins, Ramacharya and his wife had their meal. Following the orders of the revered Guru Sri Brahmanya Tirtharu, they travelled comfortably from Bannuru to Atturu with their family in a double horse carriage. Om Sri Krishnarpanamastu.